The Great Pyramid's surface sloping angle with its casing blocks in place was precisely 51 degrees 51 minutes, which matches geometrically the true length of the year in Sabbaths, 7-day periods. The year is 51.51 weeks at this time, being 360 days. The year will remain 360 days in length until another disaster in 713 BC, which alters Earth's orbit to 365.25 days. This year of 4039 BC begins Earth's orbital chronology, a timeline of our planet discovered by David Davidson in the geometrical measurements between the Great Pyramid's 4 cornerstones, and published in his enormous book, The Great Pyramid, Its Divine Message, published in 1924 AD. Davidson declares that the astronomical chronology in the Great Pyramid's measurements began in 4040 BC and ends in 2045 AD, which would be the end of a timeline involving our planet. He is only 1 year off 4039 BC and 2046 AD. Davidson knew nothing about Nibiru or about Earth being an intruder planet. As will be found in this research, in 2046 AD, Earth will be moved away from its current orbital path around the Sun, and this transposition will alter the length of the day and year. The Great Pyramid's orbital chronology measures the 6084 years between 4039 BC and 2046 AD that Earth remains in a stable orbit along the Sun's ecliptic. It will not remain here. 1. Gerald Massey Lectures 119. 2. Gerald Massey Lectures 119. 3. Gerald Massey Lectures 120. 4. Flying Serpent and Dragons 61. 5. History in Quotations 25. 6. The Oxford Illustrated Companion 104. The Holy Tablets, the Shabbat P99, Col 1 and 471 to 73, P173, Col 1 to 7. The Christ Conspiracy 338. 8. Enuma Elish 87. 9. Beginnings, the Sacred Design 172. 4033 BC, minus 138 AM, 6138 before Armageddon, 1794 before Flood, 1206 Anunnaki chronology, 276 Phoenix chronology. Planet Phoenix enters the inner system, completing its 138-year orbit, passing through the system on its way back out to the Kuiper belt. This was 6 years or 72 months after the appearance of man, counting 1656 months, 414 times 4, or 138 years to man's banishment from Eden in 3895 BC. 6,000 years of man's banishment. 3895 BC, 1 AM. 6,000 before Armageddon, 1656 before Flood, 1344 Anunnaki chronology, 414 Phoenix chronology, 144 orbital chronology. In man's 144th year in the walled enclosure, paradise, a chief among the Anunnaki watchers, a seeing one, or interpreter called a serpent in Genesis, misleads mankind into doubting the word of the Eternal One. Humanity in Eden had been given the discretion to live free from doubt and constraints, but by listening to the interpreter, mankind fell under the power of those that defined for them good and evil. Once mankind's eyes were opened, sinister intent of the Anunnaki, humanity was no longer beyond good and evil, and was from that point onward a slave to their own conscientiousness. Now his conscience, his guide, mankind is cursed to condemn himself. With their eyes opened, according to a Gnostic text, the first humans saw their makers, they loathed them since they were beastly forms. 1. This supports the finding that the Anunnaki were changed by the Eternal One to mirror their original creations, the reptiles and amphibians of the prehistoric period. Man is cursed and sent out into the earth for 6,000 years until the return of the chief cornerstone, who the builders Anunnaki rejected. The 6,000 years will be reconfirmed in several astonishing ways in this research. The 6,000th year is 2106 AD, the exact year that Nibiru, the Anunnaki homeworld, will pass close to Earth on its way back out of the inner solar system.